Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Before we get into today's show, please do me a small favour. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, bottom right corner, and drop a like on this episode. On the show today, we're going to be talking about Andre Onana. We're going to be talking about Joshua Zirkzee. We are also going to be talking about Patrik Schick, as well as lots and lots of other stuff to get into as well. Liam Delap. But the question I've got for you this morning is in relation to the striker position. We've been linked to so many players. Patrik Schick today, Liam Delap, Victor Osimhen, Gyökeres, Jonathan David. There's probably more I've forgotten. Who would be your preferred option as Manchester United's new striker? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We will start the show off by having that exact discussion. So, I could even throw Marcus Rashford back into there. Marcus Rashford starting in the Champions League last night for PSG as the striker. Arguably the best player on the pitch yesterday for Aston Villa. Now, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying I want him back. I'm just adding him to the conversation. Right, so let's talk a little bit about Patrik Schick then, shall we? So there's a report this morning suggesting that apparently Manchester United want to sign Patrik Schick as a new striker. I don't really understand this, to be honest. It feels like we were literally shopping in the bargain bin, whatever you want to call it now. Patrik Schick is 29 years of age. He was one of those players that, like 5 or 6 years ago, I think had a lot of potential and a lot of excitement around him. But I don't know. I just don't really understand the logic behind this. He's a decent player. He does score goals, but I thought our policy was that we only wanted players under the age of 25, and now we're being linked to Patrik Schick. A couple of months ago, The Athletic bring out a report saying that Manchester United don't want to go for Gyökeres and Osimhen because they're too old. They're both 26. And then fast forward to April 2025, which is today, we have reports from reliable journalists saying that Man United are looking at Patrik Schick. It just doesn't really make sense. Why is a 26-year-old Victor Osimhen or a 26-year-old Gyökeres too expensive for the age, but then Manchester United are now monitoring Patrik Schick? So this is coming out from Sky Sports in Germany, saying that Manchester United are closely monitoring the situation of Bayern Leverkusen striker Patrik Schick. Manchester United are in the market for a number 9. They do prefer a younger profile, but Schick is also considered an interesting option. It says initial contact has already been made, but no concrete talk so far. It says Leverkusen are asking for around 25 to 30 million euros. It says the Premier League is Patrik Schick's preferred destination, despite interest from the Saudi Pro League. I just don't understand, you know. I could understand if they said we're going to sign Patrik Schick and, I don't know, Gyökeres or an Osimhen or a Liam Delap or a Jonathan David or a Hugo Ekitike or somebody like that, you know. That would kind of make sense because we probably do need 2 strikers. We've got 1 striker at the moment, Rasmus Højlund, who, let's be honest, isn't producing. We can all agree on that. Maybe he will in the future. That's obviously a possibility. But at the moment, Rasmus Højlund isn't producing. That's fair to say. There's no argument. He isn't producing. He's not scoring goals. He's not helping us win matches. Hopefully that changes tomorrow against Lyon. Hopefully he scores the winner, you know? But at the moment, I think he's got like 1 goal in 20 games. It's not good enough. So I don't even think 1 striker is enough for Manchester United. The thing is, right, that we always forget is it all depends on what Manchester United's aspirations are. If their aspirations are to finish in the bottom half of the table, then Patrik Schick, no problem. Bring in Patrik Schick and you'll probably finish in the bottom half of the table, right? But if your aspirations are to try and get into the top 4, get into the top 6, whatever it might be, then unfortunately Patrik Schick I don't think is going to bridge that gap between where we are now and where we want to be. Now, looking at it on the other side, he does score goals. He's got 17 goals this season already, just in the Bundesliga alone. 17 goals in 26 matches. It's not bad, is it? It's a pretty decent return. If you compare that to Hugo Ekitike, right? So Patrik Schick's got 17 goals in 26 Bundesliga games. Whereas Hugo Ekitike is obviously playing in the same league for Eintracht Frankfurt. So far this season, Hugo Ekitike has got 14 goals in the same amount of games. So arguably, on paper, at the point of recording this video, Patrik Schick is producing more goals than Hugo Ekitike. But the big difference here is Hugo Ekitike is only 22 and Patrik Schick turns 30 this year. So there's 8 years in difference. And you have to ask yourself, if Hugo Ekitike and Patrik Schick are only 3 goals apart so far this season, right? How good will Hugo Ekitike be in 8 years if he's 3 goals behind Patrik Schick at the moment in his prime? You know, you would expect that if Hugo Ekitike continued to play in the Bundesliga and continued to build the form he is, he'd probably be like a 20 to 30 goal striker in the Bundesliga, realistically, in in 3 or 4 years' time. Obviously, it all depends on injuries and stuff. But the point I'm making is one of them's nearly 30 and the other's just turned 22. And their goal tallies aren't that much different. It's like a couple of goals in it. And if you compare that to like a Harry Kane, who's obviously the leading goal scorer in the Bundesliga, I believe, he's on 23 goals. So you can kind of see the range of the different options. But moving on from that, there's also more stories with Liam Delap saying that apparently he's going to choose Chelsea. I don't really understand why he would choose Chelsea personally, but obviously that's up to him. Is it because he used to play for Man City? Maybe. But, yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have a thought on Liam Delap? Like, where do you think he'll go? Do you think he'll end up at Chelsea? Do you think he'll go to Manchester United? Let me know what you think. I'll be very interested to see what you guys have to say about Liam Delap. Let me know. Yeah, I at this point, this is my kind of order, right? So my number one option would either be Gyökeres or Osimhen. I'd be happy with either of them. I don't really have a preference. I'd probably go Gyökeres if I had to pick, just because I think his wages will be less. But I think quality and ability-wise, I think they're pretty much the same. And then after that, I'd probably say... Who would I go for after that? So we're going to go Gyökeres number 1, Osimhen number 2. I don't know. It's really difficult after that. Because I'll be honest, I don't think any of the other names that we've been linked to I'd be that happy with realistically. Like it would be okay, but I'm not going to be like blown away by it. I think if you sign an Osimhen or a Gyökeres, it's a massive statement of intent by Manchester United. In reality, I reckon Gyökeres will probably end up at Arsenal, and Osimhen, I don't know where Osimhen will end up. But if I had to pick after that, I would probably go Jonathan David as a free. Then I would probably go Hugo Ekitike. Then I would probably go Liam Delap. And then I'd probably go Patrik Schick as the last option. So that would be my order. I'll repeat it one more time. Number 1, Gyökeres or Osimhen. Number 2, Jonathan David for free. Number 4, Hugo Ekitike. Number 5, Liam Delap. Number 6, Patrik Schick. So it would be in that order. But I'd be interested to know what you guys have to say as well about that. Like, who is your number 1? Somebody saying Mateta. I think Mateta would be very expensive as well, though. That's the thing. I think Mateta is going to cost you, what, 50, 60 million? Maybe? If he was like 10 million, I would get 10 to 30 million. I'd consider Mateta, but I just think the amount of money that Mateta would cost is going to be crazy. What else have we got? Somebody saying, why can't we sign Osimhen and Gyökeres? Because we haven't got any money, my man. We haven't got any money, unfortunately. I would love for us to sign Osimhen and Gyökeres in one window, but it's just not going to happen. There isn't really any more to the conversation. We don't have the funds. And if we don't get into the Champions League, it's going to be even worse. So, yeah, as much as I would love to see Gyökeres and Osimhen in one window, the likelihood of that happening is pretty much zero, realistically. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. It would be nice, but it's not going to happen. So, there you go. Right, let's see what we've got planned for next. We're going to talk about Andre Onana. So, the situation with Andre Onana is simple. Manchester United want to move on Andre Onana. We all know that. There's interest from the Saudi Pro League. Will Andre Onana want to go to the Saudi Pro League? That's the big question. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he accepts that he's surplus to requirements at Manchester United. And hopefully, in the next couple of days, hopefully we go through to the next round of the Europa League. But I think if we don't and he's at fault, this situation's only going to get a lot worse. So, hopefully we go through to the next round. Hopefully he doesn't make any more mistakes. There are some suggestions this morning that apparently Ruben Amorim's going to drop Onana again, which is crazy. And not crazy in a bad way. Like, it's just crazy that's the position we've come to, where he's just completely being dropped now. I don't disagree with it, by the way. I'm just saying it's mad, isn't it, that you spend 50 million, 60 million on a goalkeeper, and the situation now is that he's literally just going to be sitting on the bench. I mean, last game he wasn't even in the squad, was he? So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a bizarre situation. But right. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Al says I would play Tom Heaton. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, it's hard to disagree with you. It's hard to argue with you. The fact that you want to play a goalkeeper who is literally like third choice. Loads of people are saying, what about Tom Heaton? I don't think it's likely, to be honest. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's likely. But you never know in football. Crazy things do happen. Maybe they do make a decision and they say, you know what? Like, this isn't going to work. We need some more experience. Like, that is a strong possibility. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I think the likelihood of... Oh, God, sleepy today. I think the likelihood of Tom Heaton come back in is quite small. But you never know, do you? Right, so we spoke about Onana. Apparently, the sale price for Onana is around 26 million. That's what the book value is. So we would need to sell him for 26 million in order to break even in relation to PSR and amortization. So there we go. And then the final story we've got for you today is about Joshua Zirkzee. Apparently, the reports this morning is that apparently he's going to be out for the rest of the season, which is unfortunate. I think Zirkzee was finally starting to build up a bit of momentum and a bit of form. And as always, what happens with Manchester United, a player kind of starts to come a little bit good. And then next thing you know, bam, they're injured. It's happened multiple times to us this season, hasn't it? But yeah, it's unfortunate. Hopefully, I think it's his hamstring injury, isn't it? And someone was telling me yesterday that apparently Zirkzee's had this same injury before. So again, is it question marks about a player who's got injury problems? I don't know. I'm not going to look too much into it, but yeah, somebody was saying to me yesterday that apparently he missed quite a lot of games before he joined Manchester United for injury. But yeah, that was coming out from the BBC saying that Joshua Zirkzee will likely be ruled out for the rest of the season because of this hamstring injury. So, just circling back to Andre Onana, because I can see a couple of people chatting about it in the comment section. We have to sell him for 26 million, otherwise it's pointless selling him. Because if we sell him for 15 or 10, that would go down as a loss on our books. So it wouldn't actually allow us to spend any more money. So we need to sell him for a minimum of 26 million. 26 million would be break even. Anything more would be profit. So yeah, that's why this 26 million figure is so important. Anything less than that is just pointless, realistically. So yeah, that's the situation with that one. Right, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will obviously be back tomorrow morning with all of the latest Man United news. If anything breaks, I will go live, but it's been relatively quiet at the moment in relation to breaking news and, big stories coming out. Obviously, all the focus is on this game on Thursday. That's all that really matters at this stage. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. This has been Daily Red Devil. I'll speak to you all on the next one. Bye-bye.